I'm Roger and I'm a chef from UK Harvest Food Rescue Charity, and today we're going to be making a delicious bread and butter pudding. Okay, so what are we going to need ingredients wise for this delicious bread and butter pudding? We're going to need about 1.25 pints of whole milk, 5 large eggs, 8 slices of white bread, about 100 grams of unsalted butter, about 60 grams of golden caster sugar, half a zest from 1 lemon, about a teaspoonful of vanilla essence, vanilla extract, a good pinch of nutmeg, and about 80 grams of sultanas. Okay, so first things first, we need to butter our bread. You really want to butter, obviously, right the way over and on both sides. Now the reason this recipe, or making bread and butter pudding, is such a good thing to do is because nationally we do waste a colossal amount of bread. I think we all know within our own homes, you know, you get to a point you think, oh, is this loaf all right? It's 2 or 3 days old. But actually, if it is just starting to go a little bit kind of stale, that's actually perfect for a bread and butter pudding. And it makes it easier to actually spread the butter on, would you believe? So yeah, so we simply just butter these over. Okay, so that's our bread all buttered. Next thing we're going to prepare is our oven-proof dish. Now this one's about 20 centimetres square. So I simply grab my paper from the butter and just get a good old dollop and just work it right the way into the corners and around the sides. This dish can very happily be made with something like a sunflower oil spread if you don't really want to use butter. Okay, so that's the dish ready. Next thing, I'm going to just prepare my bread. So you could cut it into triangles, but I'm just simply going to cut these in half so that they're sort of like rectangular pieces. Okay, so let's start layering up. So we just very simply just lay the pieces down. This isn't difficult, it's not rocket science. 4 and 4, press. Now we're going to take our sultanas, good old sprinkle. These will swell up beautifully while they're being cooked and be lovely little succulent mouthfuls. That's that bit. Now we want a little bit of nutmeg. Not too much, it's quite a strong flavour. And zest from about half a lemon. Sufficient. And we simply go over the top again with the next layer of bread. Okay, so now for the custard. So I simply take my milk, pour it straight into my saucepan. You want it over a medium heat, and we're just going to bring that up to a simmer. While that is coming up to temperature, in my pot with my eggs, I now just need to put about 80% of my sugar in. Give that a good old whisk. Just breaking up the eggs and sugar. Great. Okay, that's ready. I'm now going to add my vanilla extract to the milk. So you want about a teaspoonful. Lovely. And then just give that a gentle stir. As I said, we're bringing this up to a simmering temperature. Okay, so my milk started to come up to simmer. You don't want to boil it because it will just sort of ruin the flavour. So we just very quickly now stir that through. Until all the milk is incorporated. Okay, that's looking good. Nice. So now we want to get our bread over, and we just very quickly pour this mixture through. Okay, so all of our egg mixture is now in amongst the bread. So I'm just very simply going to give it a little squeeze down, just to sort of encourage the absorption of all that lovely custard into the bread. You really want to leave this for about 15-20 minutes to sort of fully absorb all of the milk mixture. Otherwise, in the finished item, you're going to end up with sort of dry patches, which is not so nice. Okay, so as you can see, it's had a good 15-20 minutes soaking down now. All that liquid's been absorbed into the bread, making it nice and moist all over. So the last thing I'm going to do is quickly give it a little sprinkle over with sugar. I like to do this because it gives a lovely little kind of crunch on the finished kind of item. Lovely, lovely. And then we simply just put this straight into our oven, set to about 160 degrees centigrade, and you want to leave it in there for about 35-40 minutes. Good. Okay, so here we go. Let's check this baby out. Go. Cool. It's looking good. Lovely golden brown, that's what we want. Straight onto our chopping board. Here we go. This big spoonful. Oh, look at that. Delumptious. Drop of cream. Let's try this baby out. Yeah, heaven sent. Lovely. So just remember, guys, this is lovely, cheap, easy to make, and it uses that produce that otherwise just go off. So go away and bake. Bon appetit.